Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devinasi from Radha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shamaguri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shyamaguri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radha Priyari Devidasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Is anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Mataji, you can chant for a couple of minutes, Mataji. It is 6:16 only still.
Okay, Mataji. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Ram Hare 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna,
Mataji, I will mute everybody.
Hare
You can unmute yourself, Padma Mataji, and I'll start recording.
Today we are fortunate to have His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhu for enlightening us in the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 15th chapter, 70th verse. Before giving the call to Prabhuji, I would like to give the call to Suresh Shyam Prabhuji for giving brief introduction about Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Whenever you are ready, please accept my humble obeisances. Whenever you are ready, please go ahead with your introduction, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Here is a brief introduction about Prabhuji. His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Being a doctor by profession, has done immense services to the devotee community and served the society by donating for lots of projects. For example, he donated the deities in Philadelphia temple and he had made 3,000 temple units that serve as an altar in the villages. Prabhuji also served as temple president of ISKCON New Jersey for 15 years. Recently, Prabhuji has helped in building Radha Gopinath Mandir in Kargaon, Madhya Pradesh, and a community for devotees to live around it. Prabhuji is known for his simplicity and humility. Prabhuji is now an initiating guru in ISKCON. Hare Krishna Mataji, back to you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you Prabhu. Hare Krishna Samik Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and association this morning for enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 15th chapter, 70th verse, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Whenever you are ready, take over the call, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you have to unmute. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we
Om
can hear.
Ajnanasya Jnananamshalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraguna Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Shri He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadanaaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Narutushe Nama Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। We will be reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, text number 70, Instruction for Civilized Human Beings. These are the discussion that Narad Muni and Yudhishthir Maharaj having, but Narad Muni in this particular few verses, Narad Muni is telling about himself, what he was, what was his body, means how many, he was telling about his 3-4 generations at different time. In previous birth, he was initially like Upavaran, a Gandharva, very, very beautiful, very attractive. He used to dress very nicely and apply so many sandalwood and garlands, flower garlands. So his body was very solid and attractive to the women. So he was like a playboy. He was playing with the women, and his mind was not on what instruction were given by Brahmaji and Prajapati. So different Prajapatis were gathered together and wanted to have Shivir or a Satra or a, just like we have Sadhu Sanga. So they would like to have a song to glorify the Supreme Lord, not to any particular demigod or any not any like attracting any women or women attracting men. That was not the purpose, but the purpose was to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this verse tells about that part. And so text number 70. Rupapeshala Madhurya Saugandhya Priyadarshana Strinam Priyatamo Nityam Mattaha Swapuralam Pataha. I had this Lampat word is also there in Sikshastakam, the last verse. I had a beautiful face and a pleasing, attractive bodily structure. So Narad Muni is telling about himself. Decorated with flower garlands and sandalwood pulp, I was most pleasing to the women of my city. Thus I was bewildered, always feeling lusty desires. So if there is a bad association, bad company, and your mind is disturbed, you are not focused on the purpose what we are there. Like our life's purpose is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead and go back home, back to Godhead. But rather than Narad Muni, he had a different. So how strong, like how that he's revealing himself and says such an exalted Vaishnava, what he is telling and he's preaching all over is like the mind of the Lord Krishna, and he is revealing everything. So we could learn from his life story. Purport. From the descriptions of the beauty of Narad Muni, when he was one of the denizens of the Gandharva Loka, it appears that everyone on that planet is extremely beautiful and pleasing and always decorated with flowers and sandalwood. Upabarahan, that is Narad Muni's previous birth, was Narad Muni's name previously. Upabarahan was specifically expert in decorating himself to attract the attention of women, and thus he became a playboy, as described in the next verse. To be a playboy in this life is unfortunate because too much attraction to women will lead one to fall into the association of Shudras. Shudras means practically Kalau Shudra Sambhav. Everybody is a Shudra unless they follow the Vedic principles, unless they follow according to Varnashram Dharma. So Varnashram Dharma is different for Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, whether he is a Grastha or Vanprastha or Brahmachari. So one has to follow. But beyond that, beyond the Varnashram, one has to rise above the modes and come to the spiritual transcendental goodness, not just plain goodness or sattva. So here, too much attention to women will lead one to fall into the association of Shudras, who can easily take advantage of mingling with women without restriction. In this present age of Kali, when people are manda sumanda mataya, very very bad because of Shudra mentality. Such free mingling is prominent among the higher classes, but Brahman, Kshatriya, and Vaishya, there is no chance for a man to mingle with a woman freely. But in the Shudra community, such mingling is open because there is no cultural education in this age of Kali. Everyone is spiritually untrained, and everyone is therefore to be considered Shudra. Ashuddha, Shudra, Kalpa, Kalpahi, Brahmana, Kaha, Sambhava. When all the people become Shudra, certainly they are very bad, Manda, Manda Mataya. Thus, they manufacture their own way of life, with the result that they gradually become unfortunate, Manda Bhagya, and furthermore, they are always disturbed by various circumstances. So this is a verse, Manda Manda Matayo Manda Bhagya Vipadrata. This is from the first canto, first chapter, text number 10. If you want to bring that out, then we can get some important points from this. So Narad Muni is telling about the Kali Yuga, the effect of Kali Yuga, and all these Naimisharanya devotees. There are like 88,000. Their satra was for almost 1,000 years for the benefit of the human being in the Kali Yuga. So they are in the beginning of the Kali Yuga. They were gathered together when Parikshit Maharaj uh, left his body, and he heard. Then many devotees, they were uh, from the higher planetary system and from this planet also, or the planet also, they could not hear or see the passing away of Parikshit Maharaj, and also the Bhagavatam that was recited by Shukdev Goswami. So they all wanted to hear. So they made Suta Goswami as the leader to give the class, and then Samik Rishi, on behalf of all the 88,000 rishis, he was asking questions on behalf, and that way it was progress. So they are gathered together and they are talking. But this particularly Prayena Alpayusha Samya Kalasmin Vibhajana Manda Manda Matayo Manda Bhagya Rupadruta. And sir, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always destroyed. So this is the in Kali Yuga, this is the condition of the people, that everybody is a Shudra. There is no culture, there is no education, there is no like Gurukuls. They don't used to read. So this is the degradation is happening more and more and more. So they are always anxious, and there is no spiritual education, no improvement of spiritual education. They don't know the aim of life, why they are living. Their aim is just to satisfy their senses. So they are always very sensual. And Narad Muni is saying that he was also very sensual, like a playboy. Playboy means they are very, very rich, just like in America, hippies. It's like a hippie, you could say. And uh, they will any kind of use, they will attract women, they will anywhere mingle together, have relationship, bad association, and drinking wine, and so all kinds of bad effects of Kali Yuga, they were there, just like Jagai and Badai that you see. I have some problem with the eye, and there is a drainage. So sorry that I may take longer period in reading or describing. When the sage of Naimisharanya analyzed the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresaw that men would live short lives, Manda Sumanda Matai. So, and their mati our intelligence would be very, very low. The duration of their life is shortened, not much because they don't eat proper food, proper like brahmacharya ashram, or they eat anything just to satisfy the tongue rather than taking prasad offered to Krishna, and simple food, simple living, simple mind, and they will be involved with so many activities that always they are disturbed, always they are intense, their blood pressure is high, the sugar problem is there, and they run to the doctors and take so many different kinds of medicines and drugs to keep them healthy, but they cannot remain healthy because there is no healthy food. Food has so much to do with the health also. So those things. So any man can maintain his health by some simple food. Overeating, over sense gratification. These are the reasons. Over dependence on another's mercy, artificial standard of living, sap the very vitality of the human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. People of this age are very much lazy. Sumanda Matayu, Manda Bhagya. Sumanda Matayu, their mind is Manda, means they are not intelligent. They don't know what is spirituality. They don't know about Krishna. So not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. The human life is especially meant for self-realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. Human life is meant for which the living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle for life in material existence. So only just taking to Krishna consciousness, one can end all the miseries of this material world. Just one stroke, whatever that you are looking for. You don't have to do demigod worship or so many different scriptures or reading so many literatures. You could read Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but not many books that will confuse. So we have eternal life. Due to the bad system of education, men have no desire for self-realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of the misguided teachers. So many misguided teachers, so many different political creeds. So people spend so much time in cinemas, sports, gambling, clubs, mundane libraries, bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickering, and so many things that they have developed, they have manufactured, many things. So they spend their life rather than in religiosity or chanting or deity worship or having good association. They spend their time in this way. So and there are many religious faiths. So people make their own religious faiths rather than the standard of Varnashram Dharma. They make their own scriptures. So in the name of religion, so many simple activities are happening. And so naturally, the students and they are all very much disturbed. Material sense creation is now the standard of civilization. That whatever we could engage our senses in the sense objects, that is our standard. Who has seen Krishna or so once we die, everything is all finished. So this is the Charvak theory. Yavat jivet sukam jivet rinam kratva gratam purvet. So people have become very much fallen and they are seeking the remedy. So that remedy, some people are there from. So they are sitting together from Srila Sutta Goswami, and in that 40 steps we can also get the remedy that we are getting together to find the remedy of this kind of situation. So what the remedy, where we are, and what should be done. So Narad Muni is so elevated or exalted, even in the previous life, like all the story of Narad Muni, that he was looking at the women and he was cursed by Prajapatis and Brahmaji to become a Shudra. So he became, in the next life, he became son of a maid servant who was working with a Brahman. But luckily, see, he was a devotee and singing Hare Krishna, but in bad association, he was degraded, so he was cursed. But that curse is also for the benefit, because he was serving when he was hardly 5 years old. He was uh, serving the rishis, serving the saintly people. I think there were 4 saintly people. He was washing their pots, making their beds, feeding them, bringing food, massaging them, and then with their permission, he was eating remnants of food also from this, and they blessed him. So when they left, naturally he became almost quite a bit, means quite a devotee. They learned what is the purpose of life, who he is, and what he should be doing. So fortunately and unfortunately, his mother was a servant or maid servant at Brahman's house. She was bitten by very poisonous snake, and initially she wanted to go and work. She could not even uh, like shout or call for any help. There was nobody. She was living in a wooded area in a jungle, and she collapsed, and she could not get up and died. And when Narad Muni heard about his mother, he did not feel like he was not morose. He left the place and with very little possession, practically none, to the north, and was walking, thinking of the instructions. What about this rishi? So his mind uh, was with the devotees. He was in the mind. He was associating with these saintly people and thinking of the Supreme Lord. So wherever he would take little water on the rivers and whatever food he will get, and in this way he was singing of the glories of the Lord and praying to the Lord. But then, because of his austerities and simple life and serving the saintly people and taking the remnants, the Lord showed in his heart, and then he says that, uh, so you will see me later on. So for a short time, that was to put his mind more intense on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he saw that. Then he prayed, why I cannot see that you have not completed, or you have not completely become purified. Uh, so you go on. So in this way, when he left his body, then he was born as son of Brahma again, as Narad Muni. So Narad, he was in the uh, previous millennium also, previous kalp also. Again, he became a Narad. From Nar to Upabarhan, again Upabarhan to again he became son of Brahmaji. And he's touring all over the world. So it is all because of our sense gratificatory activity that we are like he was became. See, like even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had Kala Krishna Das when he was touring the South India. So Kala Krishna Das, uh, so he was somehow allured by the Bhattaharis. There were women, and so he was attracted by the women and by bad association, even for a short time. Although he was with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he left and joined them. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard about that, because he was his servant, he was associated, means Kala Krishna Das was so fortunate because he was with the Lord. So Lord went to their camp. All the Bhattaharis tried to dissuade him or throw him out, but somehow, like uh, he caught hold of the hair of Kala Krishna Das and brought him with him. In this way, he did not take him when he went to Vrindavan in the north when he went. But so bad association is always a problem. And this Uparan, as a Gandharva, also he had a bad association. Bad means he will go to the women, he will like a flamboy and playboy and play with them and look at them and dance with them. And so rather than singing the glories of the Supreme Lord, he was singing the glories of women, the association. So that's how he fell down. And there are many instances in the history, like son of Krishna, that was Narkasur. Narkasur was born from the water that was in the hairs hairs of Varahadev. So when Varahadev killed Hiranyaksh and brought the earth on its place, on his tusk, on its on orbit, and then because he shook his body, so earth earth planet, Artha Devi, Patri Devi, she became pregnant. Because Lord's every limb or everything, he could see the food and he could eat by the eyes. So by the mind or by any way, he can do anything. So it was Bhaumasur was Bhauma's son. Bhauma means Bhumi Devi is the earth planet. So he became the son of Bhuma. But later on, because of bad association with Jarasandha and Shishupal, etc., he became demonic. He caught hold of 16,000. He was very, very powerful. 16,100 princes. And he caught hold of them, put them in the prison house or in a house and feeding them, but he wanted to marry all of them. He was touching them, going, and also acting as a playboy. Anyway, so when Krishna came there, everyone wrote letters to Krishna. They remembered Krishna. They wanted to pray that please let us get out of this prison house. So Krishna came there and he killed Narakasura. But all the women said that where we will go, our parents would not keep us. And we were touched by this Narakasura. So Krishna put his son as the king, and he was a devotee, and then he took them all to Dwarka, and then he married all of them and built the whole Dwarka city with 16,108 houses. It was big, big palaces. And Narad Muni is going there. He goes and he visits the houses that how Krishna is associating, but it was not like this Saubhari Muni. Saubhari Muni was turned into like 9 parts or 7. So any yogi also could turn, but it is the same body, same. But Krishna had different body, different activities. It is Prakash. Prakash means the light, or it is just the energy. Then just like Krishna separated into so many when he was dancing, Ras dance, into millions of Krishnas. But they were all different, and everybody thought that Krishna is only with them. In this way, like Maharaj Yayati, he also he was disgusted at the end because he married to Devyani, but later on he was married to Sarmishta also, and he took the young age because he was cursed by Sukracharya to lose his youth. So he became very, very old and invalid. So in this way, but then he gave the example, his wives would not leave them, leave him alone. Then he gave the example of a goat and she-goat and how they were fighting, and then so he told them how this abominable is just the life, human life is to meant to develop our dormant Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is with everybody, but it is because of the bad association, it is not revealed. We could not feel. We are attracted to so much to the materialism or sensual enjoyment. And in this way, you could see a life of Jaga and Madhai, there are many examples that how they fell prey to the lower senses rather than to the heart. And it is so much prominent in the age of Kali. Only the Savior is Krishna consciousness. That if we take to Krishna, chanting the holy name of the Lord, that could save us. And so there is no other way. So we'll talk about how we could, what are the obstacles, how we could be saved. So what Srila, so mostly prominent is not just when we talk about sense gratification or calm. Calm means kamna, desires. We do have so many desires to enjoy our different senses. But the most prominent is the sex life. So illicit sex. Illicit sex, it's illicit or illicit. Sex is overall the purpose of sex is to procure children, Krishna conscious children, in a proper way with a married wife, not outside, not outside. So even with your own wife, it becomes illicit if it is not for procreation or not for sense enjoyment. People thought that it is a place for sense enjoyment, that I get married, I could enjoy, but it is not for sense enjoyment. Although Krishna has that some portion is there that yes, you enjoy, but it is ultimately it's so much trouble, so much problems. So yes, one can get married in Krishna consciousness. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. That if it is not different from Krishna, then I am that calm. But calm is not for enjoying, not for but to produce Krishna conscious children, so they are liberated. So Prabhupada, he expected that his disciples to be honorable and keep the promises they make at the initiation. And devotees wrote to him that they were not following some of the four rules. So Prabhupada never said it was all right. He said, you promised that I have some film in front of my eyes, and it becomes difficult to read, but I will continue. Srila Prabhupada was convinced that the process of Bhakti Yoga gave sufficient protection to any of his followers as long as they actually followed. But Prabhupada was aware of the weakness of human nature, and he knew that his devotees would sometimes fall down. And Prabhupada was so merciful, and some devotees fell down and then they were brought back to Prabhupada. And he that he forgave them, that please do not do it again. He said that just to make one devotee, you have to means at least a bucket of blood has to be like thrown or has to be. Means it is not easy to have some Vaishnava or make a devotee. So he was compassionate and he forgave practically everyone, even somebody were stealing money, making their own show or become a guru somewhere else, different ways rather than continually joining Prabhupada. But he forgave practically everybody because he wanted to see that this movement goes more and more because of his compassion, because of his mercy, because of his purity, which he imbued in all his devotees, and they could continue to spread Krishna consciousness. And that is, see, with the present education, it's so much dangerous that people would go to hell, but he is protecting all of us. As far as myself, I went in 71 to US and luncheon meetings and given, but somehow because of joining Krishna consciousness, I and so many others Indians were at the time, they were saved from going to degradation, and otherwise they would be taking wine and because all these meetings and that's what they do, luncheon meetings, they eat hamburger and means even cow's meat and so many hot dogs and so on. There are many things to mix, but the saving is by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, and I thank him by my heart that he saved me. And because just in 72 in Philadelphia, there was a Jagannath temple. We started going there and reading Back to Godhead magazine and Bhagavad Gita. And so Bhagavad Gita should be distributed, and it is some and substance of all the religiosity or purpose. So, when uh, in Third Canto also and Bhagavad Gita also give many things about that how things could be. Okay. The same meaning of found in the well-known verse in the 9th chapter. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabhav sadhu reva samantavya samyak vyavasthitu. That even if somebody is a durachari, but he takes a shelter of Krishna, then he is rightly situated. So Krishna forgives him. So because then he had to continue. It's not like a mad elephant. Also, in 5:22 in Bhagavad Gita also, there are that how this sensual pleasure is dangerous. ये ही संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुख योनय एवते आद्य अंतवंत तो कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुध। तो ये ही संस्पर्शजा भोगा, स्पर्श, get being in touch, being in contact with the objects of sense enjoyment. Then so that is the birthplace of all the misery. People are so miserable in the material world, even if they are very rich, very good position, good looking, everything, but their mind is always disturbed. They are in anxiety. They cannot depression, becoming mad, uh, because they don't get any peace. Everybody is looking for Anandamaya Vyasa. But where is the Ananda when there is no Shanti? So they're not getting Anand. Only by Prabhupada saved to these hippies and people from the war in Vietnam, they were very much disturbed. That against their will, they are being sent to fight in Vietnam and other places. And now, so many countries are fighting against each other for a very, very little thing. But these are all the birthplace of all the misery is this Swaspatsuja Bhoga. Dukkha Yonayati, that is the birthplace of misery, is the Swaspatsuja Bhoga. And it has beginning and end. It does not last long time. That's why one who is intelligent do not indulge in this sense of gratificatory activity. It's a very, very nice verse. And we are trying to build and become happy in the Breja rather than knowing what is the purpose of life. We are trying to enjoy, but this place is not for enjoyment. Material world is the place for self-realization. Krishna is born, given us the human body by his kindness, by his mercy, to take to Krishna consciousness, to become understand about Krishna, understand our relationship in various ways. People think that only everything is all in the material world that I can enjoy. There is no need to go. The spiritual world we have not seen. The people are talking some philosophy, but I don't understand. I'm happy here. So even a worm in the stool, he feels it. There was an insect and he was running, and Vyasdev was there and running quite very, very fast. There was a track of a chariot was going by, and he said, so Vyasdev spoke with the poor because he could speak in his language, and he said that I'm running because there is a big cart is coming and that will crush me. So he was going from one filthy place one to the another filthy place. That was his purpose of traveling with so much speed. And Vyasdev said that I will take you back to Krishna's abode, or you will be liberated. No, I like it. And same thing, people, whatever unique they are, rather than knowing that there is something better, they want to stay like that. Just like Indra was one time become a pig, and he wanted to, so he had some piglets, and his wife was there, and so Brahmaji asked him to come back when there was no Indra, nobody suitable person. When this uh, Nraga, when this Nraga was also because he was become victim, not Nraga, but he became lizard. Nraga was a different king. Uh, his cow was, he donated the cow, but there was another king who was suitable for Indra's post, Nahush, King Nahush, and he wanted to enjoy Sachi Devi. That is not that she is so beautiful. Same thing, Ahilya and Indra, and how he became and he was attracted. So everybody degradation is from sense gratification. But if one can control for a short time, when in the beginning, like there is the beginning means so dhyate vishan punshaste shukajayate. So when you when your attachment that develops gradually, when you see you lustfully looking to opposite sex and gradually become attracted, and then you want to be together, and then the degradation starts from there. And if you could fulfill your desire, whether it is illicit, or whether you have sex or just in the mind, mostly these things are in the mind. See, one who can control the mind, that is the best thing. That don't let it go there. Like Lakshmana was looking only at the feet of Sita Devi. He never looked up. Na ham janami keyure, na ham janami kundale, nukure tabi janami yesh pada vivan. That I was paying my obeisances to Sita Devi. That's only I know the nupur, but not kundala. Because then you have to look at the face. So how our spiritual culture or how much elevated it was in the past days, but because of the education, bad education, not having Krishna in the center, because of his people gradually taking so many intoxicants and drugs and mingling together. Because even Prabhupada's like mother or wife would go on the palkin that nobody would see. Even 50 years, 80 years ago. But now things are completely topsy-turvy, and they think that they have become more advanced. Now they are eating in plastic containers, and they think that they, they are very, very rich. But what it was gold plates and some yagyas that Arjun went there. That king had that gold plates were thrown out after eating. So much opulence. And Krishna is willing to give everything that you could live very happily in, where there are Surabhi cows and Kalpa Vrakshas. And so that place is available to us. It is in our hand if we put our mind towards that place and remember Krishna. So there is a practical way, and Prabhupada is given so much in practicality that we could follow and be with Krishna. So we are not this body, we are the spirit soul, and we to see the evolvement. This body is going to get finished. We have taken birth, we will be dying. So why to for a short period of time, why not to sacrifice? Prabhupada says, give your one of the son. Nobody gave, but then Prabhupada got by the mercy of Krishna so many children that they joined him, and naturally they felt relief from this materialism. Materialness, our real problem is birth, death, old age, and disease, and also Adi Devik, Adi Bhakti, Adhyatmic life. So then this Bharat Maharaj's father, Rishabdev, is just saying, Nayam Deho Devajamindroke Kastan Kaman Arhate Vedbujam Ye Tapo Divyam Putradayen Satvam Sudhe Yasmat Brahma Sokyam Hi Antanam. My dear sons, there is no reason to labor very hard, nor for sense gratification, for sense of pleasure. While in this human form of life, such pleasures are available to the stool eaters also. Same pleasure, hog eating society. Rather, you should undergo penances in this life by which your existence will be purified. And as a result, you will be able to enjoy unlimited transcendental bliss. So that is the result. So he is giving this, and it should be Prahlad Maharaj says that it should be practiced from the very beginning of your life. So through yogis, they associate with alternate transcendentalists and not attracted by the sense pleasure, because the sense of pleasure is available in any life fully, much more than even the human life. Like eating, sleeping, mating, depending. These are the 4 stages that people want, and they do this dharma, artha, kam, particularly just for this, even if they are religious, but their purpose is to enjoy the senses. Their purpose is not transcendental purpose, or not to go back home, back to God. They want to enjoy with this human body, and that's why so much education, so much distribution of Bhagavad Gita, so much like kirtan, chanting, the streets. So book distribution that Prabhupada has started, kirtan, prasad distribution, darshan, nice programs in the temples, cultural program. Prabhupada liked cultural program. There was Kali and Sin. Prabhupada was there. And I was also in that hall in New York City. Prabhupada was laughing and liked so much. Says that it could, this cultural program, because in a short period, you could like enter into that, you could understand so much philosophy. Because people don't want to read, but by dramas, by different culture program, you could understand the purpose of life much easily than reading. And then there has to be good association, there has to be good examples. So example is better than so much precept or theory. So there are different kinds of people who understand it. So Prabhupada, he says about this. So how you could avoid this illicit sex? What is the way? This Satsuru Maharaj is writing in his book Obstacles in the Path of Devotional Service. So in Kali Yuga, drunk half-naked woman embracing a drunk man is a very common sight. Before it was just Ajamil saw a woman embracing another man, but he was a Brahman in the previous life. So just by that example, and how he was saved and how he degraded up to the age of 85 years and had 10 children. But the last one, because of his previous devotional service, some sadhus came and told the wife of Ajamil that he give the name Narayan. So he gave the name Narayan. And then how he was protected. And even the four Vishnu Dutas came and they threw out this Yam Dutas. They debated. So common sight, especially in the Western country. It is all in the everywhere all over the world. Restraining oneself free, seeing such things is very, very difficult. Nevertheless, by the grace of Krishna, one adheres to the regulative principles and chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna will certainly protect him. So we should pray to the Lord that please protect me. Hare Krishna mantra also, but please engage me. The empty mind is David's workshop. So if we engage ourselves in Krishna's activity, even if we are not engaged, and come go to the kitchen, cut some vegetables, buy something, clean the clothes, clean the temple, clean the toilet. So many ways like that one can serve Krishna and buy bhoga, collect funds for Krishna, prepare a drama, educate, Sunday school. So Prabhupada has given the whole program for us to be saved by from degradation to the hellish life. Because once you lose this human life, then you will be in so many species, 8.4 million species. Whatever you are thinking at the time of death, then you will get that body. So rather, I'm not saying that one should not be thinking, feeling, willing, but we should be thinking of Krishna. We should be feeling pleasure in Krishna consciousness. And we should will that let me serve Krishna. Let me go back home, back to garden and serve Krishna, so to speak. And then you could enjoy so much. You could enjoy billions and billions of times. But we are so short-sighted. We spent 25, 30 years. Prahlad Maharaj says that 20 and 50 years you spent in just sleeping. 25 years in studying in childhood and adult age. 20 years in the old age. So how much life is there? Only 5 years. So better to spend that 5 years in Krishna consciousness. And then you will be happy here and you will be happy after death also. So people should be given this education as much as possible. So says that his devotees, he never went to Monte Pratijani Name Bhakta Pranashati. But my devotee, Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahtvaya. Even if you take to this little step, so even if you do not finish in this life, you could start where you left, but you are guaranteed to get the human life. That is Krishna's promise. Name Bhakta Pranashati. Because he may change his mind, but he's telling Kaunteya, Kunti Putra, you declare it boldly that my devotees never perishes. So they never. So all the disciples practicing that is Prabhupada is saying, Krishna consciousness should obediently follow the regulative principle and remain fixed in chanting the holy name of the Lord. Then there need to be no fear, because here people are afraid so much of the death. That's natural because it's so much painful and you have to leave behind everything. But if you know that you will get eternal life or you will go back to God, then there is no fear. So otherwise, one's position is very dangerous, especially in this Kali. So avoid skeptical and atheistic philosophy. So eating illicit sex, eating not abominable food, simple food that is offered to Krishna, and you eat that, then you will develop your brain tissues that will be attracted to Krishna. But if you eat bad food, naturally you will be attracted. Like, so it starts from your thinking, association with wrong people. So असत संग त्यागे वैष्णवाचार, एक स्त्री एक और असाधु और कृष्ण अभक्ता. You give up the association of this kind, and then you will progress in Krishna consciousness. So proper food. So if you develop higher taste, then the lower taste will automatically reduce it. I'm so much addicted, how I can. But it is you have to give some time. Utsaha, nishya, dhairya. Dhairya means you should be patient. You will get the result. Immediately it may not come, but there would be result. So you should be firmly fixed. That means that Krishna will protect me. Krishna will call me to his lotus feet. I will be able to go to Krishna's abode. All these things. So we should never feel like negative feeling, negative thought should not be there. It should always be positive that yes, Krishna is whatever relationship you have, friend, servant, father, lover, anything, and Krishna is willing to accept in any way that you want. But he wants you to go to him, to love him, to serve him, follow your spiritual master, associate with saintly people. So again and again, same instruction, just so that it could be fixed in our mind. If you Mr. Lust, that is, so Prabhupada is saying, I have noted the difficulties, but we should always remember that Krishna is stronger than the demon, Mr. Lust. His father or his grandfather, nobody can do anything provided we take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet very tightly. See, like Haridas Thakur, a prostitute, very beautifully decorated, very young woman, but she was associating with Sri Haridas Thakur for 3 days continuously, 3 nights alone. But he was just chanting, and he saved her, and he made her a devotee. Just see the effect of the. Otherwise, she would be degraded, but she went back home, back to God. Even in this Kali Yuga also. So there are so many examples that we could see. But the process is sure shot, it is there, it is Krishna's promise, and we should subdue the lust. Subdue lust is difficult process. Then you have to take to deity worship. Deity worship, that is also reading Bhagavatam, deity worship. I'm sending here with one copy of the process of deity worship. Krishna is Madan Mohan, and Radharani is Madan Mohan. Mohini attracts. So you have already stated in your letter, it is very nice that you would much prefer to channel all your desire to Krishna. And ask me, how is this possible when enveloped in Maya? Maya is all around. You are covered by. So seeing only material forms, you have also written to say that if you can see absolute beauty, which is all attractive, then you know that you absolute beauty. You see that example of this one person in South India and Ranganath. And so Ramanujacharya was going by, and he saw that one man, he is walking backside. One woman was there, attractive woman, and he was holding a big umbrella. And to this woman, and just seeing his face all the time. And then, what is this? He's not ashamed in the marketplace, and he's like going like this. So he called his disciple, call him. He came, why you are acting like this? So he says that I am so much enamored by my. He was not even married by this woman, and that's why I cannot even give my outside means out of my vision, even for a moment. Even if I show you more beauty, will you give her an association? So they say, yes, I will. I am just artist to the beauty. So uh, uh, Krishna Ramanujacharya prays to the Supreme Lord that please give your blessings and your beautiful face. This is the most beautiful to this man. So when he came to the temple and he was amazed to see the beauty, he completely then Ramanujacharya married him to that woman, and they stayed. She also became nice devotee. So much so that uh, Ramanujacharya will put his, when he was take the bath, he will put his arm and take the shoulder of this man. And brahmacharis became very, very thinking that why Ramanujacharya is taking, he was such a degraded man and is taking shelter of this man. But he showed later on that he sent some thieves to his home. His wife was sleeping with all the golden ornament. And when this brahmachari went and they were stealing, one hand and another hand was underneath. And then she turned. And when she turned around, that they let them take brahmachari other ornaments from the other arm, but then they just left. And she told this story to her husband. She said, why did you wake up? Anyway, it's showing that when they were talking that you should have given everything to this brahmachari. They need some money to build temple or whatever it is. So Krishna helps his devotees, and if they have whatever attraction we have, you could see everything in one place by Krishna. He could fulfill your all the desire. Akama sarvakama va moksha kam udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yeje purusha param. That you serve param purush, that is Krishna. He will fulfill your all the desires. So if one develops Salpam Apesha Dharmacha, Trayate Mahatobhaya, that it will free you from all kinds of danger. So there are many things. What is love? Prem kya hai? Raghunath Das Goswami, Prem Weaver, and you could read all these things. When Prabhupada is given so many nice things. So Matirna Krishna Paratasvatova Metho Pipade Graha Vratanam Adanta Gober Vishatam Commissionam Puna Charveta Chava. This sense and eating, sleeping, mating, depending is available in any yoni, any, even the ant or everybody is doing. So not to spend this valuable human life that could liberate you could go back to God and to use that life for that purpose of going back to Krishna's abode rather than eating, sleeping, mating, depending. Dharmo hi eko ahar nidra bhaya mrityuncha samana etat vasubhi janana. Dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho dharme nahi na pasubhi. We are like it's an animal, four-legged animal, if we do not follow Krishna's instruction, what is given in Bhagavad Gita. So I will end here. There may be there are many things to say, but if you have any comments, questions, Krishna could do anything. Kartum akartum, anyatha kartum. Is sarv samar. And if we have Prem Gali, that is Sakri Gali, like walking on the age, there's age. And so you have to be very careful and not making that yes, Krishna consciousness you could enjoy. There is a perfect enjoyment what the soul is looking for, and that is all perverted enjoyment. Everything is there in the spiritual kingdom. This is just a reflection in the material world of the original. So why to be in the reflection? You cannot enjoy the reflection. Original things are in the spiritual world. Thank you very much for giving me your time and especially giving me your question. Hare Krishna. If you have any comments, question.
Hare Krishna, Samik Prabhu. Such a very nice and sweet with the flow. You mentioned everything, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your valuable time. Basically, like very easy to very easily, and in the sense that basically just always chant Krishna and then be in association and then eat prasadam, develop that, because
Right.
eating, that's
Good
all we do.
association.
Good
Do some
association of
service.
people. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And so many examples you
Thank
quoted with Ramanujam and Sri Ranganath, and that lady story where he was in the sun when he's putting umbrella because she's beautiful and she'll become different, like not so beautiful, something like that, and he showed the eyes. Very, very nice stories, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, devotees. I see Sukakar Krishna Prabhu has raised his hand. Prabhu, go ahead and ask your question, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Samik Rishi Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Prabhu, it was nice again. But knowing everything spiritually also, mind get agitated. It's not that when you hear Prabhupada and deduce everything. So how to, the whole world is suffering because of, you told one beautiful one, Dhyayate Vishyan Pumsa Sangaseshu Vijayate, Sanga Sangayate Kamat Kodo Abhijayate. Only because of the touch, that lust, people go down. So how to make the whole world, everybody know that only the thing which can save is chanting. And if everybody can chant 24 hours, then the whole world become parivartan. No, it will become like spiritual world. So Prabhupada has done so much. So how each one of us, we're trying to do something, some classes, but that is not 24/7 and some book distribution. But how to make a very active one? To just want your suggestion.
Yeah, Prabhu, we have to take the example of Srila Prabhupada and any stalwart devotees who are giving up their life for spreading Krishna consciousness. So we should join their party. We could make our own party. Various temples, kirtan should go on. So go on chanting the holy name, distribution of the books, prasad distribution. So you have to give your association to the people. And it is a process that it's not the overnight. You have to be patient. The result would be there, whether in this life or next life. But result would definitely be there. You cannot say, "Oh, I'm not seeing the result." It takes some time. So, but it would be effective. So we should not lose patience. Keep patient, determined, and then things would happen. Prabhupada, he was only for 11 years, but he saw the results in his eyes. But he knew that later on, this will spread to such and like a wildfire. Many countries are taking it up. They are recognizing. And Prabhupada said that he has built a house in which practically whole world can live, since he has given house of Krishna consciousness, not a temple that everybody is coming in one place, but stay wherever you are, live in your own house, and practice Krishna consciousness. Give up this mentality of enjoying materially enjoying mentally. There is so much enjoyment in the spiritual life also. So why not to, if you want to enjoy, then take to the spiritual process. You want to see some movies, then there are so many in ISKCON Desire Tree, so many plays and dramas and for children, for adults. You could watch that, you could take prasad, offer to Krishna, and you could take even Chapan Bhoga. But limited. We are limited beings. We are not like Lord Jagannath. So it has to be. But you could enjoy to the fullest extent. You could marry, you could have a job, like it says that this Vasudev and other wanted to go with Chaitanya Maha. He says that Sthane Sthitiran, that you remain in your own place and practice Krishna. So just add up Krishna in your life. Then gradually things will come to its own. Krishna will guide you from within and without. Within by Paramatma, without by spiritual master or saintly people. So on both hands. Okay.
Prabhuji, now we can see at this stage, my Guru Maharaj, now he is in Madurai, Jayapataka Maharaj, with dialysis, 200 initiations on 31st. So I can see the spirit, and somebody is so tired and 2-3 plays a replacement has happened. So that much of activity and the spirit to go and serve at this stage. So that makes me really see that I'm not doing anything, because in this level also he is able to go and do so many places and all. So Prabhupada disciple like you and him, he's your brother only, God brother only. So I can see that Radhanath Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, how he did 18 temples he made and went away. I think you're all not this body or the soul. And you're already the pure devotees. That's why we have to just get blessing. Please bless all of us, Prabhuji, with your Prabhupada's kripa.
I'm also asking the mercy of all the devotees that I could do more and more, or at least I could be pure without any thoughts of sense enjoyment. So thank you for expressing those words, telling me, but I need mercy also of the devotees. Every one
You
of
are,
us need
you are acting,
association.
you're already pure devotee, Prabhu. You're just asking mercy. You
No,
already.
don't say that. No, it's not easy to become a pure devotee. You have to sacrifice and you have to throw so much. Anyway, I thank
Prabhu,
you.
how to get out of this parshaja? How to get out that is the big thing. You said that is the biggest danger in life. So to keep away from everybody's parshaja mentally, physically, emotionally, consciously, unconsciously. That is the only way. There's nothing no way to parshaja. So we go to some offices.
Yeah, you
shake
should
hand.
remain away. Yeah. Yeah, that sense, bringing the senses to the sense objects that you feel is enjoyable, materially enjoyable. So you should, same thing, you could divert that to Krishna. Same thing. So Sparsh is there, you touch the lotus feet of the Lord, massage the lotus feet of the Lord. That is by your hands. Like this Ambarish Maharaj was going to Yamuna river and bringing water, bathing the deities, warming it up, cleaning the place. So there are several examples all over.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Now I can find one.
You have to be mentally prepared for all of those and do it consciously.
We need your kripa, Prabhu. Please bless all of us wherever you are.
I need your devotees kripa.
Prabhuji, I could find this.
Man. It is.
I could find one Dr. K. Babu. When I go for Anand Vrindavan, chanting is there from morning 3 o'clock. One day he was sick. He was having fever. Still he was chanting. And on today he is there. Again, Chaitanya Bhagavata is there. He's, I think, 24 hours in Krishna consciousness. Dr. K. Babu, I'm so happy to see you everywhere. From Chandigarh. He's there now. I can see his face. And
thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. We have another question from Sri Radhe Hari Mataji. So, Krishna Prabhu, if you are done, maybe can we go ahead and take that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Sri Radhe Hari Mataji, please go ahead with your question, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances also. Okay. Hare Mataji, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
It's very nice to see you today and hear from you. Thank you so much for giving us your association. And just wanted to know, so Brajvas, like if someone wants to do Brajvas, how difficult it is, or how merciful Srila Prabhupada is that Prabhupada can allow someone to do Brajvas and keep them there without any money or any association or any help. Like how does that work out for a devotee to enlighten
you have to
myself?
be prepared. If there are any austerities, you have to take it. Brajvas is very, very nice. It's a place where so many saintly people, so much where Krishna is played. His places are so Madhukari is available. There are many places. Although one should not depend on so much others. Whatever is available by the arrangement of the Lord. But being a human body, you need some kind of ashram or some place where you could stay without any problem. But things are available. You have to go and search for that where you would like. But don't go half mind and just go and then get trapped in some other problem. It is Kali Yuga. So you have to think that the conditions you are putting, that no money, no earning, how you could live free up. So that is difficult, but you could be. But if you are austere enough, then you could do all that. There it is available. Sometimes you may not get food. Sometimes you may not get a place quickly. So with a woman's body, you cannot stay underneath like these Goswamis used to stay. 6 Goswamis used to stay under one tree, another day, no pillow, nothing, just one commando and they will walk. No bed, nothing. The earth is the bed, uh, the sky is the cover, your arm is the pillow, and they will take bath in Yamuna. So those austerities is difficult if you have led a luxurious life. Yes, Raghunath Das Goswami was son of such a wealthy man, but he did. He was writing and he was Radha Kund and staying. So much austerity that even Radharani would come and put her veil on Raghunath Das Goswami. So many animals would come, and because it was a jungle 500 years ago, and lion and but anyway, he was protected. So there are many examples, but this age is very dangerous. So better to take shelter of some temple, do some Diti Seva, and keep your mind on Krishna and his service and preach to the people in general. So not saving yourself, like Prabhupada did not do for himself, but he did for a whole society, whole world. So you have to be merciful to all the other living beings also. Then Krishna will help you.
Okay, Maharaji, thank you so much. Maharaj, a small question from Himangi Mataji. How to overcome desires of the tongue? I find it very difficult. Often come to outside food. Please guide.
Desire to
Eat
Uh,
outside food. Oh, how to
outside
overcome the
food.
desires of tongue? I find it very difficult. Often succumb to outside food. Please guide.
Okay. So you put three, like you cook, right? You do cook.
Yes.
On your home, you get all the ingredients, you make whatever, and then offer to Krishna lovingly that I'm cooking for Krishna. He will like it also. He's giving me desire to cook that, like although it is. So let me cook for him, offer him, and take his prasad, his mercy. You could eat 50 chapan bhoga also or whatever you like. But your mind should not be like you should not be dripping with saliva and now I have cooked, so I will eat. It should be let me offer to Krishna. He gave the desire in me so I could serve Krishna in a more better way. So as long as you are using it for Krishna, there are many grastas and Prabhupada's time also, they will cook, the woman would cook for their children and then offer to Krishna. But it has become, but her desire that Krishna will also eat. He is my son or his whatever relation you have with Krishna. So you could offer to Krishna. Make gradually practice should be that let Krishna enjoy, whether it is pakoras, kachuris, samosas, or whatever, pancakes, anything that you cook with humility and then offer to Krishna. Then Krishna eats just by seeing it. He sees your heart, and then his bhavagrahi Janardhan. So he sees your bhav, and then you could eat yourself or give it to others also. Just doing it is already ready-made, cooked by non-devotees, then that is dangerous because whatever their mentality, it will come on us and we will act sinfully also. So if you want to remain pure, it has to be a pure food. You want to eat something nice, cook yourself, bring all the ingredients, and offer to Krishna and others also special.
Maharaji, are you in Braj Dham right now?
No, I will be day after tomorrow. I will be in Vrajadham on 1st. I'm leaving on 31st, day after tomorrow, from Khargon, means Khandwa train station to Mathura and Mathura to Vrajadham. So I will be in Vrajadham for 7 days from 1st to 7th. There is a special festival, Prabhupada's like opening the temple to Golden Jubilee, 50th year celebration. So many devotees would come from all over the world and they will speak about Prabhupada and about the temple opening and what austerities went to complete the temple. So it's nice to hear those things, pastimes of Prabhupada. And the devotees and the construction of the temple. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Amangi
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
thank you also. I'm trying to see if there is any new messages. I don't see any raised hands.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Okay.
please accept Mambal obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you
Jai
so
Srila
much,
Prabhupada.
Prabhuji. Very wonderful class. Very nice stories you told about Narad Muni and other stories, examples also, Prabhuji. Very nice. We like your classes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
It's given by Srila Prabhupada himself. So anyway, how he did it, if we just follow on his footsteps and surrender to him, he will guide us.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
My
Dear
respectful
devotees, if
obeisance
anybody
to
has any other
your mother.
questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the beautiful class. Very grateful to you.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Let's
Krishna.
say obeisances to Prabhuji.
Let's
Vancha
Kalpataruvyasya
Kripa
Kripasindhu
Sindhu
Vacha
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha.
Jai Sri Prabhu. Bhagavatam ki
Gaudiya
jai.
Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai,
Jai.
Srila
His
Prabhupada ki
grace.
jai, His grace,
Ki
Shamik Rishi
Shri
Prabhu
Prabhu
ki
ki
Jai.
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 Hare Hari
Govinda.
Bol.
Jai.
Govinda.
Nityananda.
Jai
Nityananda.
Jai
Hare
Shri
Krishna.
Radhesham. Sabko
Yeah,
Vrindavan
सबको
Dham.
Sabko
Govardhan
Vrindavan
Giri Lal
Dham.
ki jai ho.
Prabhuji,
Bhagwati Lal
please
ki jai
pray
ho.
for us when you are going to Vrindavan. Please pray for all
Yes.
of us.
Samik Rishi Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay. You pray for me and I will pray for you. Okay.
These Matajis
Thank you,
of
Prabhuji. Thank you so
Bhakti
much
Sanga are
for
very,
saying
very
for us.
great actually. I find Shamagori Mother Vinta so much they are working throughout the day selflessly. You are really from the Goloka. You are all Manjaris, not from this world. कितने थक के भी करते आप लोग. Really you are great.
Hare
Padma
Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhuji, please bless us so that we can continue serving all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
You also bless me.
Okay.
Radhe Krishna.
Bol, Hare
Thank
Bol.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Closing the call, dear devotees.
Hare
We'll meet again tomorrow.